Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? How do I use it? Just talk into the glowing part? How do I use it? Oh, alright, I'll figure it out. Well, hello, this is Ezekiel from the Evatoria Tourism Foundation, making a record of some of the books we have been printing in this year 265 of the Second Age. Today, I will be reading and possibly commenting on some of the information that can be found in the Evatorian 9, the Deities of Evatoria. But first, a word about our benefactors for this exciting recording. The noble house of Evtendil, from the country of Greater Airmeria. This renowned house is known for its vast libraries and for the creation of the Library of the Cities, a public library that provides free access to all residents of the city of Roslagadon. As a collector of knowledge myself, let me say I'm quite grateful to this fine noble house, who so embodies the love of knowledge that their coat of arms has at least one book on it at all times, whether at peace or during war times. But I digress, for this thrilling recording is about the deities, and not the House of Evtendil. So, without a great fanfare, here is the first part of the Evatorian 9, the Deities of Evatoria. This guide is printed in the year 265 of the Second Age by the Evatorian Tourism Foundation. The introduction. Within the realm of Evatoria, the primary pantheon is composed of 9 deities, often referred to as the Evatorian 9 or simply the 9. Valerian, Prismira, Bolin, Gestia, Nephala, Silence, Merith, Nalom, and Kragma all have equal reverence in this guide. However, in most cities and beyond, visitors can easily find temples and shrines to deities far beyond the 9. In this guide, we look to give a brief summary of each of the Evatorian 9, along with some of their symbols and images. If you would like to see these symbols and images, please get your copy today. As this recording, I am not able to present those to you. Evatorian deities, an expanded overview. In the expansive realm of Evatoria, spiritual devotion is primarily directed towards a pantheon of 9 deities, revered as the Evatorian 9 or simply the 9. This esteemed group consists... Well, I just said all of this. We repeat it. Oh well. Consists of Valerian, Prismira, Bolin, which are your good aligned deities, Gestia, Nephala, and Silence, which are your neutral aligned deities, and Merith, Nalom, and Kragma, which are your evil aligned deities. Each of these deities hold equal importance within the Evatorian belief system, and they are honored throughout the land. Travelers journeying through Evatoria's cities and countryside will encounter a wide array of temples and shrines dedicated to these and additional deities, each with their own unique stories, domains, and followings. While the 9 are central to Evatorian faith, the spiritual landscape is rich and diverse, encompassing a multitude of deities beyond our primary pantheon. Where these come from, we are told from realms and universes afar. This guide aims to provide not only a concise overview of each member of the Evatorian 9, but also to delve into their individual symbolism and imagery. By exploring the nuances of these deities, we can gain a richer understanding of the Evatorian spiritual tapestry and the multifaceted nature of faith within this realm. We do have a disclaimer that while every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of this guide, the intricacies of Evatorian history and the evolving nature of the gods may result in some variations. Please consult multiple sources for a complete understanding of each god. We will be starting today with Valerian, the Hammer of the Just. His symbols, which I can't present most of the images of, but consist of having a favored weapon of a hammer. His symbol is a shield, though it is also a anvil when you look at his iconography. The animals are dogs, tortoises, lions, and eagles. Alignments are typically lawful good and lawful neutral. Classes that prefer to worship Valerian for adventurers are paladins and lawful clerics, specifically lawful good and lawful neutral, less than lawful evil. The domains that are usually encompassed by Valerian would be craft, dwarf, forge, good, justice, law, order, strength, and war. The scents and flavors associated with him and his magic are hard liquor, chai, and yeast. The school of magic associated with Valerian is abjuration, and the colors are red, black, orange, white, and yellow. Now, again, we cannot present the images, but there is a general image of him as an old, gray-haired dwarf that's just in general used throughout Evatoria. In the countries of Greater Eremeria and the Empire of Paraxi, it shows a younger, red-headed dwarf wielding a hammer. In the Kingdom of Ceridium, which is known for its large dwarven population, along with the king being a dwarf, is shown as another young dwarven man with red hair. Alan Grimm, which is also known as the country over the mountain, shows him clad in armor with red hair, and Ascada and the free cities of Olstad show him again as an old man. Valerian is revered as the Hammer of the Just, and he stands as the unwavering embodiment of lawful good within the divine hierarchy of Evatoria. Often portrayed with the sturdy and resolute features of a dwarf, Valerian's influence resonates most strongly among the ranks of town watches and judiciaries, where his principles of order and justice find their most dedicated adherents. While renowned for his impartial judgments, Valerian is not without his critics. His rigid adherence to the letter of the law can sometimes be perceived as inflexible and morally unyielding. In his worldview, right remains right, an absolute truth that transcends all situational nuances and mitigating circumstances. This unwavering stance frequently places him and his followers at odds with those who advocate for a more nuanced interpretation of justice. Despite the controversies that may surround him because of this, Valerian takes immense pride in his followers. He views them as the embodiment of his divine will, and as such bestows upon his favored champions and devout followers a multitude of blessings. These blessings can manifest in various forms, ranging from enhanced physical prowess and unwavering resolve in the face of adversity, to divine guidance in matters of jurisprudence and the dispensation of justice. From Valerian's teachings, judged softly are those who break the laws when the laws are unjust, and also those who, for their protection, still follow the laws. We will be moving on to the next part of the guide, and this will be about Prismira, or shards of truth. Her symbols are often two interlinking triangles. Favored weapons are a dagger. Her symbol is a prism. Animals are otters, phoenixes, salamanders, and moles. Alignments are typically chaotic good and chaotic neutral. Classes are sorcerers and druids. Domains are typically change, chaos, destruction, elf, good, life, nature, radiance, and tempest. The scents and flavors associated with Prismira are flower buds, fruits, and nuts. The school of magic is transmutation, and the colors are red, yellow, blue, green, and black. And for those who know their dragon mythology would recognize those colors. In general, across all of Evatoria, she is often shown either as elven or genasi in nature. Eremeria Ceridium and Praxi often show her appearing to be a water genasi. The genasi cities of the sister cities of the genasi will show her as a multitude of ways. Ellengrim shows her as typically as an air genasi, an earth genasi, and Escada and Olhastad do in fact show her typically more in her elven forms. In the Evatorian pantheon, Prismira reigns as the chaotic good goddess of chaos, elements, and change. Her depictions vary, sometimes portraying her as elven being, and at other times as an elemental genasi. This reflects her close ties to the forces of light and the elements, which are by their very nature capricious and volatile. The prismatic nature of her being further emphasized by this aspect. As an elemental creature, Prismira's decisions are often unpredictable, influenced by the seemingly random path chosen from the prism of possibilities. While her intentions are generally positive, her methods can be perceived as wildly chaotic and erratic. This unpredictability extends to her followers, who often find themselves at odds with other deities and their followers, particularly those who adhere to more lawful alignments. Prismira holds significant influence over 3 of the 4 genasi cities. However, recent whispers speak of a growing corruption festering within the depths of her temples. This unsettling development casts a shadow over her previously unblemished reputation. Ancient scriptures and historical records reveal a surprising connection between Prismira and Nalom, the chaotic evil god. These texts claim that these 2 deities ascended together and are in fact bound in matrimony. This revelation has added another layer of complexity to Prismira's already enigmatic persona, raising questions about the nature of their relationship and its implications for the Evatorian cosmology. The union of a chaotic good deity with a chaotic evil one is a paradox that continues to intrigue and baffle scholars and theologians alike. From Prismira's teachings, you are not above nature, but one part of it. Do not bound yourself to fabricated rules by those who wish to tame your soul. We now move on to Bolin, or the swordsman. His symbols are typically a sword with feathered wings. His favorite weapon is a rapier. Symbols are feathers. Animals, raccoons, horses, parrots, and wolves. Alignment is typically neutral good to chaotic neutral. Classes are fighters and rogues. Domains are charm, drow, good, pleasure, pride, protection, retribution, sea, and skill. Scents and flavors are cayenne, citrus, and pepper. School of magic is evocation. Colors are black, white, red, brown, and green. In general, he is shown as a human, elf, or often a dark elf or drow as well, depending on which locations. Arameria, Praxi, and Ceridium often will show him as a human man. Ellengrim shows him as a white-haired drow. Escada and Olhastad paint him almost as a pirate. Tortuga sees him as a pirate drow. In the rich tapestry of Evatorian deities, Bolin stands as a beacon of neutral goodness, embodying combat honor and unwavering fealty, While predominantly depicted in human form, certain regions revere him as Drow, reflecting the diverse interpretations of his persona. Bolin is often depicted with his attire reflecting his swashbuckler nature, with a rakish hat, a flowing cape, and boots that hint at countless adventures. Bolin's affinity for swordsmanship and his inherent roguish charms have endeared him to pirates and seafarers, who find solace and guidance in his tenets. His mastery of the blade and his penchant for adventure resonate with those who navigate the treacherous waters and embrace the unpredictable tides of fate. Despite his unwavering neutrality, Bolin and his followers are sometimes unjustly labeled as tricksters or the trickster god by adherents of more lawful deities. This misrepresentation stems from a misunderstanding of Bolin's nature. He is a gentleman swashbuckler, not a deceitful rogue or a lawless bandit. Bolin's followers extend to the ranks of the city guard, where those who do not pledge their allegiance to the lawful good Valyrian often find kinship with Bolin's principles. His emphasis on honor, combat prowess, and unwavering loyalty resonate with those who uphold the law while retaining a sense of individuality and a touch of roguish spirit. Bolin's teachings emphasize the importance of honor, courage, and loyalty. He encourages his followers to embrace their inner strength, to stand up for what they believe in, and to protect those who are weaker than themselves. He also stresses the importance of self-discipline, self-respect, and respect for others. Bolin is one of honor, courage, and unwavering loyalty. He is a role model for those who seek to live a life of adventure and purpose, and his teachings continue to inspire and guide his followers in their quest for an honorable world. From Bolin's teachings: a sword in your hand does not give you free rein to destroy life around you. First, you must decide if that life is something you want truly weighing on you, and if the death is deserved. That concludes our part of the good gods. We shall move on to the neutral deities, with Gestia, our seeker of knowledge. Her symbols are typically referred to as Gestia's web or Gestia's ladder. Her preferred weapon is a garrote. Symbols are quill and ink and scrolls. And animals: owls, spiders, elephants, and lizards. Alignment is typically lawful neutral. Classes would be artificers and monks. Domains are arcana, drow, fate, illusion, knowledge, law, mind, portals, and spiders. Scents and flavors are pine sap, tar, and honey. Her school of magic is illusion. Her colors are brown, gray, white, blue, and yellow. In general, she is depicted as a drow, which just varies slightly from location to location. In Ellengrim, she is in fact represented in a more spider form, along with also in Escada and Olhastad. The Academy of All-Seeing has a depiction of her where it was typically showing her as an archon. Gestia is recognized by a multitude of titles that reflect her diverse aspects and profound influence. She is the spider, weaving intricate webs of knowledge and fate. She beyond sight, observing all with her omniscient gaze, and most commonly the seeker of knowledge, driven by an insatiable thirst for understanding. As a lawful neutral goddess, Gestia embodies a balanced approach to knowledge, recognizing its inherent neutrality and potential for both positive and negative applications. Her followers, often scholars, researchers, and archivists, can be found in libraries, reliquaries, and other repositories of information. It is even whispered that Gestia's influence extends to the intelligence networks of powerful kingdoms and empires, where knowledge is a coveted asset. It is said that Gestia knows all and merely watches. Driven by a pure desire for knowledge, Gestra and her adherents seek understanding for its own sake, devoid of any inherent moral judgment. It is said that Gestra possesses omniscience, observing the world and its inhabitants with a detached, all-knowing perspective. This vast accumulation of knowledge has led to some to refer to her as the dragon, a creature often associated with hoarding treasures and ancient wisdom. Gestra is also regarded as the spinner of fates, her webs or silks guiding individuals along their destined paths. These silken threads, representing the tapestry of life's choices and consequences, ultimately lead to Kragma, the goddess of death. Kragma then weaves these threads into her great tapestry of life, death, and rebirth, a cosmic representation of existence's cyclical nature. From Gestra's teachings, knowledge and fate are intertwined. If you want to master your fate, you must first learn and gather knowledge. Nephala, or the Gray One. Her symbols are typically scales. She has a strange listing for her preferred weapon, any weapon or none. Her symbols, as I said, are scales. Animals are cats, songbirds, and swans. Alignment is neutral. Classes are barbarian. If you would like to know more about that, feel free to write in to the Evatorian Tourism Foundation to ask about any questions you have, but particularly that one. Her domains are balance, change, creation, destruction, moon, portal, sun, time, and travel. Her scents and flavors are cedar, nutmeg, and licorice. School of Magic is enchantment, and her colors are white, black, and gray. In general, she is showed as a elven or changeling in nature, appearing all white mostly within Emeria, Paraxi, and Ceridium. Elengrim, she is often shown as crying dark, I'm assuming blood, and in all courthouses, or most courthouses across Emeria, she is shown with a blindfold over her eyes. Nephala is a figure of profound neutrality and balance. Revered by their followers as the Grey One or the Grey Lady, they embody the essence of equilibrium, a deity who stands apart from the conventional dichotomy of good and evil. Depicted as a changeling or possessing the ability to shift their form, Nephala's mutable nature reflects the ever-changing tide of existence. They are neither bound by a single gender or appearance, nor limited by a singular perspective, embodying the fluidity of nature itself. Nephala's dominion extends over the realm of neutrality, a space where extremes find harmony and opposing forces coalesce. Her followers are drawn from those who seek a balanced life, individuals who navigate the complexity of existence with a measured hand. They include those of neutral alignments who eschew the rigid confines of morality, and those who strive to find equilibrium amidst the chaos of this world. Nephala's influence extends beyond the mortal realm, encompassing cosmic domains of profound significance. Furthermore, they are the guardian of the past, ensuring the continuity of existence and the delicate balance between moments. Nephala's teachings resonate with those who seek a path that transcends the limitations of black and white morality. They offer guidance to those who navigate the gray areas of life, where choices are rarely clear-cut and consequences are often unforeseen. Her followers find solace in the understanding that balance is not a static nature, but a dynamic process, a constant negotiation between opposing forces. From Nephala's teachings, healing, harming, darkness, light, chaos, order, all are just different terms for not being balanced. Silence, or the secret. Her symbols are typically shown as keys. Her preferred weapon is poison. Symbols are locks and keys. Animals are snakes, opossum, foxes, and lynx. Alignment is chaotic neutral. Classes, rangers, and bards. Domains, cavern, change, chaos, endurance, freedom, magic, retribution, vengeance, and wilderness. Scents and flavors, sulfur, cinnamon, grass. School of magic is conjuration. Colors, black, red, gold, green, and gray. In general, she is typically shown with either her hood up over her eyes, showing only the bottom half of her face, or with a mask or scarf or other things covering the bottom half and only leaving her eyes. Except within Ellengrim, she is also shown as a drow. And Children of Silence, or her followers, do have a unique symbol for her, but we have been asked to leave it to the pages of the book, and if you wish to see it, you may acquire a copy. And we do have to thank those followers of Silence who so willingly assisted us in our endeavor to get information on all of the deities, as hers was one of the most complicated to locate. In the realm of Evatoria, the neutral chaotic deity Silence remains an enigma to all but her devoted followers. Her true name has been lost to the annals of time, or perhaps it is so sacred that it dare not be uttered. The truth remains shrouded in mystery. Both those who revere her and those who tremble before her power know her only as Silence. Her acolytes, the Children of Silence, reject the structured and imposing temples favored by the followers of other deities. Instead, they gather in small, secluded shrines tucked away in hidden corners of the world. The Children of Silence are an enigmatic order, their practices and beliefs cloaked in secrecy, a deliberate obscurity that adds to their mystique. Their motives remain a puzzle, their actions shrouded in an impenetrable veil that invites speculation and fear in equal measure. In recent years, a new title has started to emerge for this enigmatic deity: The Secret. The appellation has been embraced by her followers, who now often refer to themselves as members of the Order of the Secret. This shift in nomenclature may reflect an evolution in their beliefs and practices, or if they simply may want a new way to express their devotion to the deity who embodies silence and secrecy. Whatever the reason, the Order of Secret remains an enigmatic presence in Evatoria, their true nature and purpose known only to those who dwell within their hidden sanctuaries. We did get one small thing from Silence's teachings we were told we were allowed to share. A secret kept is a secret protected. And that concludes our neutral deities for the most part. We're moving on to our evil deities. We will start with Marith, or the Mother of Death. Her symbols typically being a skull. Her preferred weapon is magic. Her symbols are also bones of any sort. Animals, ravens, deer, butterflies, and coyotes. Alignment, neutral evil and lawful neutral. Classes are wizards and blood hunters. Domains, arcana, celestial, death, family, magic, pain, protection, retribution, and undeath. Scents and flavors are mushrooms, soil, and mint. Schools of magic, necromancy. Colors, red, black, orange, yellow, and silver. In general, she is shown to be elven in nature, typically with black hair. In Arameria, Paraxi, and Ceridium, you will often find her with skulls, and in Ellengrim, she is shown as a very pale elf. I would not necessarily say drow, but close. Escada and Ohastad show her as a wood elf. Gwydir, one of the four Genasi cities, has a special symbolism they use for her, and I will be speaking more about that in a moment. Marith. In the annals of Evatorian mythology, the tale of Marith's ascension stands as a testament to ambition and the allure of forbidden knowledge. Once a mortal wood elf, Marith's curiosity led her down a path that would forever alter her destiny and the spiritual landscape of Evatoria. As the first to delve into the arcane practices that later would be known as necromancy, Marith's experiments were met with both awe and revulsion. The very essence of her being was transformed, her once vibrant hair turned raven black, a physical manifestation of her communion with death. Her actions, deemed abhorrent by the standards of her time, ultimately led to her ascension to godhood. Despite the controversy surrounding her methods, Marith garnered a following of those who sought to emulate her mastery over life and death. She became known as the Mother of Death, a deity revered by those who dared to tread the fine line between morality and immortality. The Academy of All-Seeing became a bastion of Marith's worship, with their other primary deity being Gestia. Her influence extends beyond the Academy's walls, and have now reached the Genasi city of Gwydir. The city has found itself under Marith's divine protection. An aura of the spiritual energy permeates Gwydir, a palpable shift that even non-believers can sense. The city's destiny has become linked with the goddess of death and necromancy. Gwydir's fate now rests in her hands, a deity whose power is both revered and feared. More information on Gwydir is listed in our book that speaks on the four sister cities of the Genasi. From Marith's teachings, even the purest souls seek necromancy in their hours of need, for there are few who would reject a casting of a revivification spell. Nalom, or the Mad God. Again, I must press that we are not stating any one god is better than the others. We are simply representing all of the Evatorian 9. His preferred weapon is a scimitar. His symbols are mazes. His animals are pigs and boars and elephants. His alignment is chaotic evil and chaotic neutral. Classes are warlocks and druids. Domains are chaos, charm, corruption, destruction, evil, love, madness, magic, and trickery. Scents and flavors are tea leaves, rose, and yarrow. Schools of magic are divination. Colors are green, red, black, purple, and yellow. Typically, he is shown in all of his forms as an elven or human male. I will not be specifying any more than that. Nalom, the chaotic evil god of Evatoria, harbors a surprising connection to the goddess Prismira. Ancient texts reveal that they ascended together and are bound in matrimony. These texts depict a time when Nalom wasn't always the malevolent deity he is today. Once he was akin to his beloved, a deity of nature, but opposite to her elemental godhood. While Prismira commanded the elements and weather, Nalom was a tender of gardens and a lover of tea, nurturing the soil, flora, and fauna. The concept of madness is often associated with deities of chaotic alignment. However, Nalom's descent into insanity is unparalleled. time flows differently for gods, we're told, but at some point, Nalom became consumed by jealousy. He envied the attention and devotion that the other deities received from the Evatorians. In a fit of rage, he sought to annihilate Evatoria, an act of destruction that was narrowly averted. All of our texts we have been able to find so far does not give what this act was. We are uncertain at this time. As punishment, the other deities imprisoned Nalom, including his beloved Prismira. This betrayal only served to fuel his madness, transforming an already volatile deity into an even more dangerous entity. Despite his imprisonment, Nalom maintains a small but devoted following. His acolytes, driven by their unwavering loyalty, seek to liberate him, essentially forming a cult dedicated to his worship. Their ultimate goal is to unleash their imprisoned god upon Evatoria, an act that we fear would undoubtedly plunge the realm into chaos and destruction. We have been told that there's a new faction of his followers who are seeking not the destruction that they once were, but instead to return to a state of natural chaos. From Nalom's teachings, chaos, pranks, and trickeries have their places in the world, just like everything else. You cannot deny this, for if you try, you are denying a part of reality. Kragma, the Watcher at the End. Her preferred weapon is death. Symbols are hourglass, spinning wheels. Her animals are jackals, moths, peacocks, and roosters. Alignment is lawful evil, lawful neutral, lawful good. Class is clerics of any subclass that venerates death. Her domains: creation, death, healing, hope, life, magic, order, renewal, and time. For images of Kragma, every place we have spoken to, every person we have spoken to, has stated something different. It is often believed that she will appear however those who seek her wish. Kragma holds a unique position within the pantheon of deities, often perceived as malevolent despite not embodying true evil. This paradox extends to her worship. While not widely venerated, her temples stand in nearly every major settlement, a testament to her indispensable role. As the goddess of death, the afterlife, and rebirth, she presides over the souls of the departed, meticulously weighing their hearts against their deeds to determine their place within the grand cosmic cycle. This judgment manifests in two interconnected ways. She assigns each soul a position on the great wheel, symbolizing the continuous cycle of existence, and guides them to weave their threads into the great tapestry of life, death, and rebirth. Her visual representation of the interconnectedness of all beings throughout all time. This solemn duty, while essential, instills fear in many, fostering a sense of reverence rather than affection. The few priests and priestesses who serve in her temples understand the necessity of her role, but even they do not profess true love for the goddess. Kragma embodies the duality of existence. She is a deity who is both feared and revered, needed but not welcomed, a stark reminder of mortality and the inevitability of death. Kragma's role as the Great Weaver distinguishes her from Gestia, the goddess of fate. While Gestia spins the threads of fate, guiding individuals along their destined paths, it is Kragma who ultimately weaves these threads into the grand tapestry of existence. Gestia's silken threads, representing the myriad of choices and consequences that shape a life, are entrusted to Kragma, who then interlace them into her great tapestry. This cosmic masterpiece reflects the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth, where every thread, every life, contributes to the intricate pattern of existence. From Kragma's teachings: for every end, there is a beginning. For every beginning there is an end. Nothing stands still, and we are all connected. The threads through me are weaved with the threads through you. The Deities and Beyond. We hope that this guide has proved much insight into the Evatorian Nine, especially if there are deities you did not know much of or worshipped. May the Nine, Valerian, Prismira, Bolin, Gestia, Nephala, Silence, Marith, Nalom, and Kragma shed their blessings upon you. We sincerely hope that this guide has been a valuable resource, offering you a deeper understanding of the Evatorian Nine, particularly those you don't have previous knowledge of. We endeavor to provide the comprehensive insights into each of their unique domains, powers, and ways in which they interact with both the mortal and divine realms. May the unwavering strength of Valerian fortify your resolve and empower you to overcome any change. May the radiant beauty of Prismira inspire you to create and appreciate the wonders of the world. May the fierce compassion of Bolin embolden you to stand up for justice and protect those who are vulnerable. May the boundless wisdom of Gestia illuminate your path, guiding you towards enlightenment and truth. May the profound vigilance of Nephala grant you peace and clarity, allowing you to find inner harmony and balance. May the unwavering embrace of Silence bring you comfort and solace in times of hardship, reminding you that you are never alone. May the tireless dedication of Marith safeguard you from harm and ensure that your journey is free from danger. May the boundless creativity of Nolom spark your imagination and encourage you to embrace innovation and self-expression. May the transformative power of Kragma guide you through periods of change and rebirth, helping you to shed old burdens and embrace new beginnings. May the Evatorian Nine, in their infinite wisdom and boundless grace, bestow their blessings upon you throughout your life's journey. A note from the reader on pronunciation. I am using standard common pronunciation, but as we know, there are a myriad of accents and dialects and language throughout all of Evatoria, so if you disagree with how I pronounce things, I'm sorry. Feel free to continue pronouncing as you wish. We must thank again our sponsors, the House of Aftendil, and then we remind listeners to look for all of our guides listed below while following, found in bookstores, shops, and market stalls. We have our travel guides, our companion guides, and our additional guides. Again, send any questions to your nearest EPS office with your name included to sign up for our newsletter for upcoming publications. Each new recipient will receive 1 commemorative coin free of charge. Newsletters are filled with information, fun facts that did not make it into the guides, and occasional giveaways and competitions. Terms and conditions apply, which are listed in any of our guides. And thank you once again for tuning in to this first official Evatorian Tourism Foundation recorded guide.